Guys, the craziest thing just happened. I was benching and I thought that I was doing 90 kilos, warming up to do 100, but I accidentally did 100. I just realized this as I was about to load another plate. So basically, I'm so much stronger since last week that I didn't realize it was 10 kilos heavier. I felt that it was heavy and I felt a bit weak, but I was just like, okay, next set, I'm just gonna try harder and lock in, and I'll probably be able to lift more. I'm just not used to exerting myself right now. But that's why it felt heavy, because as I benched, I felt it in the bones in my forearms. So like in the middle of my forearm, like right here, I felt kind of a bit of a pressure. And I'm like, that's another thing too. Not having trained for so long, my literal skeleton has probably gotten a bit weaker, or at least I'm not used to the feeling of kind of being crushed by the weight. So I just did 100 for a single, and I thought it was a warm-up. But now I'm going to do this for a double and then 2 singles, which is what I'm supposed to do this week according to my new program. And while I'm speaking to you like this, I usually say most of the stuff in the voiceover, but I might as well spill the beans right here. Basically, this time I'm doing slow progressive overload. I maybe talked about this during last week, but I'm going to be adding a single rep per week. I'm doing 3 sets, but I'm only going to add 1 rep on one of the 3 sets. So that means it takes 3 weeks to increase all 3 sets by 1 rep. And since I'm going to be this slow in my progression, my body will probably be able to catch up and get stronger with the progression, as opposed to training really hard for a few weeks, hitting a wall and then getting stuck, getting demotivated, giving up. You know, this whole cycle of being an intermediate lifter, which I would probably call myself an intermediate at this point, it's basically just all about regular, normal, just add weight, just add reps, stops working basically. And the whole era of, well, as long as I just train really hard and as long as it hurts, I'll come back next week or next 2-3 days and I'll be stronger. But now it doesn't really work that way anymore for me. However, right now it's a different situation because I just came home from a 12-day vacation. Actually a 14-day vacation. Pretty much vacation. It was with school, but felt like a vacation to Portugal. And before that, I wasn't training hard at all. So this is muscle memory, but yeah, that was crazy. That is the first time I've ever misloaded a weight without noticing it. That is crazy. 10 kilo misload, and I did notice. So yeah, I'm gonna hit a double with this right now. What's up, guys? I'm posting this today on Tuesday since I was at the shooting range immediately after this session and didn't have time to make the video. So, yeah, I'm trying to get my hunting license, by the way, in case you're wondering why I'm shooting guns, which really isn't a thing in Sweden outside of hunting. We have some people who compete in different shooting sports, but they're few and far between, and we aren't very liberal when it comes to guns. Anyway, getting into the training, I hit a double and 2 singles yesterday. So my bench press strength is slightly better than last week. I probably could have hit a double last week. Well, maybe could have hit double. Especially this rep right here, if this is the second one, was pretty fast. And I already feel like I'm getting stronger. So I'm a single week into training at this point. I've been doing it for 1 week, Monday to Monday. And I feel significantly stronger, at least 2% stronger than the previous week. So muscle memory is already starting to kick in. I'm going to use this really slow progression method of just adding 1 rep to one of the 3 sets on a weekly basis, which means that the progression is going to be so slow that my body's actually going to be able to keep up with the rate of progression for many weeks. And if I do this for many weeks, eventually I'll be at the strongest I've ever been, and a few more weeks, then I'll be at new record levels. My strongest bench press ever is 115 kilos. And I believe that if I do 3 sets of 3 with 100, that will probably be around that level of bench press strength. The 1 rep max calculator will beg to differ, but my practical experience tells me that doing 3 triples with 100 will probably yield that strongest level ever. If that is the case, I'll be there in 5 weeks. And if I maintain this program for, let's say, 18 weeks, 19 or 20 weeks, probably 18 or something like that, I will be doing 3 sets of 8 with 100. Obviously, that isn't super realistic, but if I get there, I will be hitting a 130 kilogram single. I will be able to do 130 as a 1 rep max. If I only get halfway, this program will be worthwhile, and I'm going to stick it out. Right now, I'm in this really hopeful stage where I don't know where I'm going to end up. In a few weeks, it will get really heavy and difficult, and I'll want to quit, but seeing it through during that phase is just as important as not progressing too fast now. I'm going to keep the progression at the same slow rate, and in the future I could even do a similar program, but adding weight every other week, or rather adding reps every other week. So you can progress as slow as you want to, and when you realize that, you can probably milk your progress longer than you think you could. So this is something that I've never really truly understood or tried to milk, and that's what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to try to milk my gains and make them last as long as possible, with a more realistic way of adding weight. The standard method is adding, reps or adding weight, but now that I'm adding just a single rep on one of the 3 sets and just weekly, I get 2 days every week where I hit that same weight. So that second day I get to hit it again, which in this case will be on Thursday. I'm going to hit a double and 2 singles again with 100. I'm kind of getting used to that weight a little bit before I go up in reps. So I'm getting used to those reps rather before I increase the reps. And when I do increase, I'm going to make a really small jump. So I'm going to try to make every increase as unnoticeable as possible, try to smooth out this curve of progression, and really try to facilitate the training using my diet and lifestyle, especially my stress and my sleep. Just trying to get my stress down and trying to sleep more and more consistently, going to bed earlier especially, is going to be a big key in hitting the biggest numbers I've ever hit. If I have perfect sleep during this time, I'll be the strongest I'll ever have been by a significant margin. And if my sleep is mediocre, I'll probably barely beat my old records. And the important thing is not just to sleep better when I'm in the difficult phase, but actually to sleep better immediately, because I'm already packing on muscle. I can already feel that I've gotten stronger, maybe 2% stronger since last week. So really it starts now, or should have started a week ago, this high quality sleep. So that is going to be the plan and be the goal. Make sure that I get probably around 9 hours of sleep, which I have the time to get, but I don't always have the discipline to get 9 hours. But it's definitely possible. And if I can do that consistently, I will have a very good recovery, and I'll be able to increase weight consistently and not have any significant plateaus for a bit of a longer time. And the longer I can drag this out, the further I'll take the reps, the higher I'll take the reps with that 100 kilo bench. And the more interesting it will be when I finally go for a 1 rep max. I'll probably stick to this program until I kind of start failing these reps on the bench. So that could be anywhere between 10 and 20 weeks. But I will see it through. I'm going to stick to this now. It's a very motivating model, and hopefully I will hit a significantly bigger bench PR than I've ever hit before. As I've said previously, and as I posted on this channel, 115 kilos is my best bench right now. I'm probably around 105, maybe 107.5. So I have about 10 kilos to go to get there. And an additional 5 kilos going up to 120 will be a very motivating number. And the real goal with this program is to get to a 130 kilo bench, although that may prove unrealistic. We shall see. Honestly, I think it's all about the consistency and it's about the sleep. I'm also increasing the supporting exercises. I'm going to make sure to progress on these as well, including the neck work actually, which really builds your upper back. But mainly that one is just for the looks and for the balance in my physique, training my neck. I'm doing a circuit on these. I'm doing one set on the front, followed by a set on the back, and alternating. And this is actually very interesting. I increased my neck diameter 3 centimeters in a month doing this. Was it 4? It was 3 or 4. I think I went from 41 to 45 centimeters neck circumference, not diameter. So this is a really interesting and good way to train your neck. I would definitely recommend it. Doing a circuit like this just takes a few minutes of significant pain and then you're done. Do that maybe twice a week and you're going to get a really big neck. And I added weight, went up to 10. I've been doing 5 kilos on this. 5 is a bit too light for the back of my neck and perfect for the front. 10 is a bit too heavy for the front of my neck, and I'm actually having to help myself with my hands here. But I'm probably going to stick to this weight because I'm able to get much lower reps and it's a lot less painful and mentally challenging while still getting the same training effect. So that's why I'm going to try to keep doing this with a 10 kilo weight unless I get some problems in my cervical spine having to do with a little bit of impingement, for example, because this is very similar to doing like a deadlift with a rounded back. Obviously that puts a lot of stress on your discs. This puts a lot of stress on the discs in your neck, so you have to be careful, which there will be. But that is the workout today, guys. Maybe a boring voiceover, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to be going to the gym now, immediately after this, hitting legs. So I'll probably post another video pretty soon. I'll see you guys then. Goodbye.